Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading this is your Mega Deck reading for the month of May. This right here is Mega Deck. It is a combination of the Good Tarot, the Shaman's Dream Oracle, and the Sacred Shaman Oracle. And it has been shuffled, has been cut, and everything. I just don't do it on camera because it would take like 40 minutes. If you don't like that, there are plenty of other readers that will shuffle for 40 minutes before they're reading and talk about their dog or whatever else they talk about while they're shuffling. So feel free to go watch them. But what I would say here is that you have the Dances on One Foot card. It says Balancing Act. I do feel like you are this is in your first row, and I do feel like you are trying to balance things out in your life. For some of you, it could have to do with forgiveness. You have this card here that says Repairing the Veil, and it says forgiveness on it. So you could be forgiving a past situation or a past person in your life. And again, I don't know what's going on with this retrograde. It's not even, I wouldn't even consider it to be a relationship retrograde, showing up in, Taurus. But what I would say is May 5th, that eclipse in Scorpio, maybe, if I was, again, this is Chris's crappy astrology, not real astrology. I would say maybe that could be bringing people back, and not even necessarily bringing them back into our lives, right? But it could be bringing them back for forgiveness. The other thing that I'm getting here, Gemini, is it might not be a lover. It could be like a family member or, a friend or someone who's abandoned you that isn't love, right? That not romantic love is what I'm referring to. So, I kind of feel like for some of you, this could say that forgiveness is going to heal not only you and the situation, but it looks to me like forgiveness is going to heal the journey, which you have right here. You have this journey card. It definitely could be a breakup here, With this Dances on One Foot card here, Gemini, I'm wondering if someone was giving their attention to a lot of people is kind of what I get here on this card. So you could have been dealing with a person who just either gets a lot of attention. I kind of feel like they get a lot of attention here. I think that if this is a person for you, that it's probably this luminous warrior person. They literally glow. They literally get a lot of attention, but maybe it's not good attention, right? Maybe they have a wandering eye or something like that. And so I kind of feel like you forgiving the situation is the thing that is going to set you free. You also have this Wild Woman card. I kind of feel like tapping into your wild side is very much necessary. Doesn't matter what gender you are either. I kind of feel this is an energy that is encouraging you to be creative. There's something... there has been kind of this theme in all the readings that for this month, right? That has said that creative ideas are kind of going to be better than maybe logical ideas. I'm not suggesting that you shouldn't be logical, but if you have a creative idea to solve a problem, or doesn't even have to be a problem, maybe you have a creative idea to grow your business or to make more money or whatever it is. I kind of feel like those creative ideas are going to be much more successful than regular normal solutions, right? So, put your thinking cap on and be creative, or your creative cap or something like that. I don't know. With that, Dances on One Foot, you have the Star. Again, I kind of feel like you're healing from a breakup, 5 of Swords right here. And it's you have this card here that says grace and generosity. So it's almost like by you being graceful about this, if someone cheated on you, maybe they're coming in and apologizing. I'm not saying you have to forgive the person or anything like that, but you could just be saying let's let it go. You could just be letting the situation go and forgiving it. It's almost by doing that, you could be receiving rewards at this time. With the Wild Woman, you have this high priestess, if I can talk today. What I would say here is that I feel you need to trust in your intuition. For some of you, it could have been a Pisces that you were dealing with. For some of you, I feel it's really just saying that you need to trust your intuition. I also think that the high priestess, sometimes she can attract us to mystery. I'm not talking about a person here. It's sometimes I think we can get an idea that starts out as the seed of an idea, and then it turns into a wildfire, not even a seed. It just kind of grows out of control. And I get that energy here with this Wild Woman and this card here, where it's maybe something is starting as just a little bit of a plan or an idea or a thought, and I kind of feel like it's going to grow out of control. Is this a bad thing? I feel like saying no, but I'm going to clarify. Hell no, this is going to be a good thing. You have the Sun. I wanted to clarify that right away. But I definitely don't think this is a bad thing. Kind of gives me the vibes of my brother years ago, he got me a trip to Seattle, for Christmas, right? And then literally we decided to move there on that trip. And then we did. 6 months later, we ended up in Seattle. So it kind of reminds me of that. It's like it started as an idea, originally was just a trip, and then it turned into something more. And so I'm not suggesting you're moving. I feel like for a lot of you, this is like a creative idea, something that you want to do with your life, and it's like going to grow from where it is. I hope that makes sense. With the forgiveness card, you have the King of Swords. I would say that there's no talking going on in this situation. With the King of Swords, so, someone needs to open up. I'm not suggesting that it's you either, but someone could be opening up to you, and it could be bringing in karma. There's like some sort of balance here. I also have like something about family, so popping into my head. So it's like maybe you have like a long lost, parent who, abandoned you or something like that. I don't know, popping into my head. But there could be some forgiveness here, and again, I feel like you're forgiving this person for you. You're not forgiving them, like forgiving what they did. I hope that makes sense. Next, you have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords, of course, can represent a separation. Really, the Five of Swords to me can represent taking a risk. And, what I would say is like, look, we go Five of Swords, Ace of Swords, down to this completion card, and the completion can say that you're completing a journey, but the Ace of Swords can also represent a sacrifice. Normally there's a palm frond on one side and olive branch on the other on the Ace of Swords. Palm fronds in the tarot can represent sacrifice. The olive branch can represent an offer of peace, but it can also represent abundance. And so I kind of feel like you could be cutting something out to have something better in your life. And I kind of feel like you're being enlightened as to what needs to be cut out of your life with this card here. For some of you, I'm getting health. And again, I'm not a doctor, so do not take this as medical advice, but I do feel like you could be cutting something out of your life that isn't healthy. For others, I feel like you could be kind of, I kind of feel like you could be almost removing something from your life that has just taken too much time. It's kind of weird. This is a good card, but I'm kind of getting those like devil vibes, but not like devil, it's just like more, sometimes I think we do things that waste our time. Like, I don't know, playing video games, right? Or, watching, Date My Mom on what MTV or whatever that show is. Isn't there some like new MILF show? It's like 90 Day Fiancé MILFs or something like that. I don't know. Someone will know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter. But again, it's all garbage. And, I feel like you're cutting these things out. Maybe you're like spending more time on your health and you're not watching those shows, or maybe you're building a business instead or something like that. I don't know. There's something about quality time here popping into my head, and it's not very clear to me what it is yet, but one thing that I will say is you have this Many Masks card, and it says the authentic self. I feel like you are living more authentically. It's interesting as well that I kind of feel like some of you don't even want to do those things anymore. Like, again, not a judgment here either. It's like if you want to watch crap TV, go for it. Sometimes, like, I need to rot my brain every once in a while, just not think. So, I watch garbage all the time. Well, not all the time, but every once in a while. And, so sometimes we have to do it. But again, I think that maybe you don't even desire to do some of those things anymore, that maybe you feel like steal your time, whatever it is. And I feel like you're becoming more authentic. I also feel like you're becoming more comfortable being authentic. I feel like you're seeing the value in just being who you are and not caring what people think. It's making you more luminous. It's making you glow. It's making you it's probably bringing in like positive attention into your life and things like that. It's kind of interesting because I see people becoming, like in the future, if I look into the future, I see people becoming more like specific about what they want. It's like right for the past several years and even right now, I think that people kind of just like go for stuff, which is not a bad thing, but like in relationships, it's like people are just like, oh, this person looks good, so I'm just going to go for this person or whatever. But I think it's not that people are going to be more picky. I think people are just going to be more clear with their intentions, and it seems like that's what you're doing here. I hope that makes sense. With the Five of Swords, you have the Tower. If this was a breakup, I feel like it was very shocking, very surprising here. It's almost like you can't believe that this person did it. That's what I'm getting in my head. So, I just think that you're healing from it, and I think it had to fall apart like that. With the Luminous Warrior, you have the Emperor. So the Emperor is about taking the lead, but it could also be an Aries that broke up with you. I also feel this could be a new person coming in for you. So it could be someone who's like a real boss coming in. With the Many Masks card, you have the Judgment card. This is the most powerful combination in the tarot, the Tower and the Judgment card. To me, it represents like a major revelation, a major wake-up call, having a major revelation, or realizing something about life that kind of probably is going to help you on your journey. So you have this Journey card. I feel like you're more in touch and more in tune at this time with this card. I also feel like you're more clear on kind of like what you need to do to get to this right here. I almost feel like this is your goal. It's like you can see these mice in here. They kind of look fat and happy. It's like I feel like you're kind of looking to be, abundant and happy. You're on this journey to getting to this place of grace and generosity, as that card says. You have the Ace of Swords. You also have this skywriting card, which says the fates on it. And so I kind of feel like these two cards together in this row are saying that someone could be revealing the truth to you, and this could be in love. It could be a shocking truth. It's like maybe you knew that they cheated on you, but maybe you didn't know that it was with like 3 people or something like that. And I'm not saying that, I'm just giving you a ridiculous example here. I just feel like there could be some sort of truth. And again, it might not even be a lover. I am intuitively getting that it could be like a family member or something like that. And, I feel like what you are realizing here with the Many Masks card and also the Judgment card, which would represent this person maybe delivering a truth here going this way, I feel like you're realizing that this person cannot be their authentic self. Maybe they have some sort of childhood trauma that they use to protect themselves, right? It's like that happens a lot. People have childhood traumas. They put on masks because that's how they protected themselves when they went through the trauma in the first place. And so I think that's why I almost get this feeling here that, it's like you probably see this person as a liar or you see them as a cheater, but it's almost as if it's very easy for you to forgive them. I'm not saying it's easy or that it's been easy, but I'm just saying like, I think because of you realize that they went through something or whatever, you're just saying like, okay, let's just, move on from it. I almost get that feeling. I hope that makes sense. For some of you, it might be easy to forgive them, really, because you might just look at them as a broken child, right? And again, I don't think you're going back to this person. I think you're just forgiving it and moving on. I think this is part of your journey. Sometimes I think we're brought to people to almost heal them. So, I kind of feel like you have healed this person, or you could be healing this person. Maybe they've never apologized to anyone in their life, and now they're apologizing to you. Again, I am getting that this could be a parent as well. That's very specific, but, I have, for somebody out there, it's like you were abandoned by a parent when you were younger or something like that, and I kind of feel like it's fate is happening here where they could be coming back into your life. I'm not suggesting that you are letting this person back into your life, but it could be like an apology or something is what I'm getting. Can we get more detail here on what's going on here? With the journey, you have the Queen of Pentacles. I thought you had another Pentacles card somewhere, but I guess not. But anyway, I feel like you're kind of increasing your resources. You are very resourceful. I feel the Queen of Pentacles, she's normally kind of looking at the pentacle very closely that she's holding in her hands. And it says that she's focusing on what she does have. She's not focusing on what she doesn't have. So your focus is going to be very important. I would focus on the things that you have. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Hierophant here. This was like divinely, this is like fate, with that Fates card. I feel like something was meant to happen. It's part of your journey. The Hierophant would represent leveling up as well. He normally has 3 stages to the crown that he is wearing on his head. So if you went through something difficult, like a tower moment with a person or a liar, cheater, stealer, or whatever your story is, it could be with a parent as well. It's like those 3 stages represent initiation, apprenticeship, and mastery. And so we have to go through those stages with the Hierophant so we can master life, basically. And I feel a lot of you, that's what this Ace of Swords is saying. It's like a victory. You're entering into this amazing period of time, and you are completing a difficult journey that you've been on, and it's almost like you're graduating. So, this is a pretty deep reading here, Gemini. I like this. With the Fates card, you have the 3 of Swords. There's no doubt about it that if this was a person, that they broke your heart. For some of you, again, if it was too much, block the person, but I would forgive it in your own heart. Again, 3 of Swords is not about like forgiving someone directly necessarily. Those 3 swords are in your own heart. So it kind of says if you can forgive them in your heart and get those swords out, then you can heal and move on and, move into something much, much better. So that's what I would say there. Finally, you have this Benefactor card. It says grace and generosity. Again, I think that being graceful in a situation is the thing that is going to be good for you. It's like maybe if this is a past person, you have every right in the world to give them a piece of your mind, right, Gemini? But also maybe it would be a better idea to just either not respond or to just say, forget about it, right? To forgive and move on. because it's like, I think that, the universe sees that. The universe sees when we are being compassionate, and then we get rewarded. It's like, do you really need to, create more stress in the world? It's like, are you right to maybe rip someone's head off, as I like to say? Yeah, probably, especially if a person was a jerk, or if they abandoned you when you were a child, or whatever the story is, whatever's going on here, right? It's like, you probably are right to do that. But at the same time, it's kind of like, the whole kick the cat story. It's like, there's this whole story about that. It's Zig Ziglar who tells a story about, I actually don't know the story, but the story goes that I think it's that like a little kid kicks a cat because the cat, did something to him, and then so he kicks the cat because he's angry at the cat, and then the cat is angry. So then the cat runs away and like trips a father who's walking down the stairs, and then the dad is angry and he's driving to work, and because he's angry he gets into a road rage incident. It's like, it's like these things, it's like these little things that we do. It's like, if you go off on a person who cheated on you, I'm not saying that they don't deserve to have their day ruined, but it's like, if you ruin their day, are you creating some sort of domino effect? And I know that sounds crazy, but I don't know, it's popping into my head, so there you go. I feel like it would be better for you to be compassionate, then you're not creating a bunch of stuff in the world, and then you're going to get good energy back. You have the Seven of Cups. You're actually spoiled for choice. Again, when we tell the old story, when we think about the person who did X, Y, and Z to us, then we attract more of it. When we tell the new story, then we get the new story. Seven of Cups kind of says you're spoiled for choice. There's probably a lot more opportunity for you than you realize, but you have to focus on it. So I would focus on the good stuff. You also have this completion card. I actually feel is like a breath of fresh air, a sigh of relief going on here. I feel like you are completing a very difficult cycle, and you're about to enter into like a very generous time. That's really what I'm getting here. It's like you're completing something karmic or whatever it is. Doesn't even have to be love, like I said. Especially with that Fates card, it's like, to me, that's giving me karmic vibes. Like you're ending a karmic cycle or something. With the Benefactor card, you have this Page of Pentacles. I feel like there's like good news coming in for you. I also feel there could be new love. For those of you that want love, it could be an earth sign, could be any sign. You have basically everything here: Leo, Aries, Aquarius, Taurus, Capricorn, Scorpio. You have everything showing up here. So there could be new love coming in for you. Definitely could be a message. Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if you got a message from a past person. Again, I'm not saying that you wouldn't be right to rip this person's head off, but I would just encourage you to think before you act here in this situation. I just think that you'll be creating so much better energy. It's like, sometimes I think if we go off on an ex, that it just proves that we're not really over it, because it's like, if you were really over it, you wouldn't care anymore, right? So I kind of feel this is encouraging you to like forgive, like I said. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Fool. Time for you to take a leap of faith. Definitely. Seven of Cups says you have a lot of big dreams. There are things you want to accomplish. And I feel it's time for you to grab onto one of those cups and to make it happen. Sometimes with the Seven of Cups, I think all we have to do is like grab one of those cups and bring it down to earth. We have a dream. It says we have a bunch of ideas, right? He's looking up at those cups that are above his head. He just needs to grab onto one and like make it happen. With the completion card here, you have the Four Wands. Could be like a new person in love. The surprise could be that after this heartbreak, that forgiving it brings in like a true love, someone that you will marry. But the Four Wands is also a card of completion. It is a card of a finish line or wrapping things up. So I feel like you're ending a very difficult cycle and you're entering into like an amazing, amazing time here, Gemini. I really like this reading, actually. It hasn't been easy for you. I think things have been challenging, but it's like, this looks really good. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. You have this concentration card. I would concentrate on the new story that you want to tell. I would also concentrate on like one of those cups in the Seven of Cups, like one thing that you really want to make happen, and I would make it happen. You have this protection card. Definitely feel like you're protected at this time from risk. Everybody's had that card, actually, pretty much. And so I would take some sort of risk. You have this inspiration card. Yes, this is the only thing that we have right now. I keep saying that Pluto and Aquarius is a time of inspiration. It is the star card, right? And so we really need to pay attention to the things that inspire us, that get us excited. If you're lost, if you don't have a direction, if you don't know what to do or what to work on, then Follow your inspiration. And even for you retired people, like retired people always say to me, what do you mean work on? I'm retired. I'm like, well, what do you just sit around all day? It's like, you still do stuff, right? So you can still be inspired to do something. Go and do it. Doesn't matter what it is. Maybe you want to go move to Florida with all the other old people or whatever you old people do, right? I don't care. I would just go do it. You have this fulfillment card. Yes, there's a ton of fulfillment coming in for you, clearly. I see big rewards after, this isn't really a test. I feel like it's just like part of your karmic destiny or whatever the hell you want to call it. But, there's some sort of fulfillment here. And finally, you have this affair card. Love it. This is not like an affair, like cheating. This is like true love entering into your life with this deck. So I kind of feel like there could be clearly a new true love coming in for you after kind of maybe healing a past person here with this energy. So I really like this reading for you, Gemini. It looks really good. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your month.